Hey guys, Nish Quick here. And I gotta apologize. This video, this review is very long overdue. Yeah, here's my long-awaited review of Kingdom Hearts 2. What took so long, you might ask? I beat this game 3 months ago, and right after that, the Xenoblade 3 hype just kind of swept me off my feet. And there was no looking back for the next however long. It was just Xenoblade 3. But hey, I didn't forget about Kingdom Hearts 2. I still want to make a review for it, and here we are. I'm making a review for it. So I just wanted to say it's been a long time coming with this series. I tried to get into it many times but failed, but if it wasn't for a bunch of very passionate and supportive friends of mine, I wouldn't be here talking about Kingdom Hearts 2 today with you guys. And, I mean, I guess, isn't that what Kingdom Hearts is all about? Friendship and the power of friends. So yeah, this video goes out to all my friends who got me into Kingdom Hearts. There's so many of you guys, I don't think I can mention you all, but you guys know who you are. Thank you so much. And I guess you can see from this, title of this video, Kingdom Hearts 2, the perfect sequel. I really think this game is really something special when compared to Kingdom Hearts 1 and just as a game overall. So excited to finally talk about that. So yeah, without further ado, let's dive into the heart of Kingdom Hearts 2. As a new fan, does this rank up as one of my favorite RPGs of all time? And, I guess, am I a new Kingdom Hearts fan now? Stick around to the end of the video to find out. Let's go. And just a reminder, if you enjoy videos on game analysis, reviews, usability, be sure to give this video a like, subscribe to my channel, Nish Quick Pops, and turn on notifications so you don't miss out on a single video. So I mentioned I'm a newcomer to the series, but looking back at it, I'm not entirely sure what made me delve into Kingdom Hearts in the first place. And I guess it all comes down to friends, you know, what the whole series is about. Of course, a lot of my friends grew up on this series, but I just didn't. I was playing other things. So naturally, whenever I would talk to them about games, it was always, you need to play Kingdom Hearts, you just gotta play this. I know you'd love it. That's what all my friends would keep telling me. They would tout it as one of the best modern JRPG series of all time. And I just knew I had to experience it someday. So, September of last year, 2021, I finally jumped into Kingdom Hearts for the first time. But it didn't really last long with Kingdom Hearts 1. I got to Deep Jungle and I just wasn't really feeling it. And then something big happened. I don't want to sit here and talk about how big the Smash Fighter announcement was, but needless to say, I had friends who were waiting for this moment for literally, like, years, almost decades. And with this announcement, I think it was almost a sign telling me I had to revisit the series and at least get through Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2. Long story short, I jumped back into Kingdom Hearts 1, beat it, and enjoyed it. Overall, I really liked the game, but I didn't know what to expect from 2. I was very excited to play it, just to experience what so many called, like, a PlayStation 2 masterpiece. What I got was a definitive sequel, something that elevated everything from the first game, literally almost everything I can think of. Pretty much anything that I didn't really enjoy about Kingdom Hearts 1, 2 not only fixed, but made me actually really love it. One thing I couldn't really get behind though is the narrative. Don't get me wrong, some of the moments are truly breathtaking. For example, the Thousand Heartless battle in Hollow Bastion, Goofy's fake death, the fight with the mysterious Organization 13 member in the Land of the Dragons before you know their true identity. Literally everything in Port Royal. And of course, the final battle. But it got to a point where the script felt littered with the words light, dark, hearts, friends, and all that stuff over and over again. It just got really confusing sometimes. But here's what the story did perfectly. The game kind of does that Metal Gear Solid 2 subverting your expectations thing, but instead of having it a couple hours into the game, it starts off the game with it. You don't play as Sora in the very beginning of the game. The game starts off in Twilight Town, and you play as Roxas. I heard mixed things about this intro. Some hated it because it was very confusing, they thought it was boring, they didn't like Roxas, or etc, etc. But for me and a lot of others, the mystery and intrigue surrounding Roxas's existence and the existence of Twilight Town itself just kept us hooked. And then once, of course, you get control of Sora again a little later into the game. And once you do, you see a more mature Sora compared to where you saw him last in Kingdom Hearts 1. Though I know a lot of this growth happens in Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories. I actually didn't play that before too, I skipped it and just watched a story recap, so it was actually nice to see Sora, my boy, all grown up and with a deeper voice, but still goofy and like making jokes. Still the same kid I knew from Kingdom Hearts 1. Sora in Kingdom Hearts 2 is sassy and friendly, yet also stern and confrontational. This just felt natural after all he went through in Kingdom Hearts 1, but now also being taunted and tormented by the eccentric yet powerful Organization 13 in Chain of Memories and, of course, in this game, Kingdom Hearts 2. Of course, your supporting characters, Donald, Goofy, Squall, I mean Leon, Yuffie, Aerith, and many others from the first game are back. But you also get some new NPCs from both the Final Fantasy and Disney worlds, like Tifa, Yuna, and Disney characters like Mulan, Pete, and the crew from Pirates of the Caribbean. All in all, I do have to say, this game truly had me hooked with its simple and clean narrative. See what I did there? But in all seriousness, it was a great story. And I have to say, this game had a really, really great ending. Quick spoiler warning here. You've been warned. Here we go. Yeah, so this final boss was one of the most epic, most amazing final bosses I've ever encountered in a video game ever. And it just ends in such a grand way. It's just really great, and seeing everything in the end just tie up in a nice little bow at the end with Sanctuary playing, I just really liked it. It really hit home with me. So, judging by the title of the video and what I've said numerous times before, you guys might have come to the understanding this game is better than the original, my opinion, and a lot of other people think the same way as well. Boy, is that true, especially when it comes to the gameplay and the combat. I'm just gonna jump right into it. Dry forms are spectacular. And when I first got them, I didn't really know how to use them. It was a little confusing. Especially how to level these dry forms up. Thanks to a friend of mine, I realized that there are certain ways to level them up. So, the majority of the game has 4 dry forms: Valor, Wisdom, Limit, and Master. Somehow I didn't get the final form in my playthrough. I don't know why. Let me know in the comments below, how did you guys get the final form? Valor boosts physical attack. Wisdom boosts magic attacks. Limit allows you to execute some awesome Sora limit breaks without using party members, and Master is sort of a combination of all 3 of them. So about leveling up, it's different for each of the drive forms, which makes it a very unique kind of combat experience. So Valor levels up just by attacking more enemies. More hits you land, the more experience you get for Sora's Valor form. So it rewards playing aggressively in that form. Wisdom is leveled up by defeating Heartless while in Wisdom form. And it's tough to target just Heartless and only in Wisdom form, but it rewards you for playing wisely. See what I did there? And the Limit Drive form, correct me if I'm wrong, levels up more by defeating enemies by using Sora's limit breaks and limit attacks on the command menu, rewarding you for properly using those flashy moves. And the Master Drive form levels up the more drive orbs you receive, so just going crazy against a barrage of enemies actually helps. I love this system as it encourages you as the player to use so many different forms in so many different situations, and using different tactics in battle to level up these forms. So like in a one-on-one sword fight, I would always go for Limit. When there were those annoying lamp enemies swarming me with their magic attacks, I'd strike them down with my Thunder while using Wisdom to get a boost of my magic power. And bulky Heartless and Nobodies were no match for my Valor form. Oh, and of course, they have their own abilities, which are instantly unlocked. How convenient. Oh yeah, and by the way, normal Sora still exists too. Like in Kingdom Hearts 1, you have a bunch of abilities you can assign to him, which give you cool new attacks, defensive options, maneuverability and evasive options, and increases to your stats, all as long as you have enough AP to equip these items. So yeah, 1 normal Sora and 4 drive form Soras, 5 if you include final form. Did I mention this game has amazing combat? So yeah, the level of customization and options you have for combat in this game is really cool, and just so much fun to play around with. Playing this game at 60 FPS made the combat buttery smooth. Flying through the air, doing aerials, hitting enemies with Hurricane, Magnet, Thunder, and all these cool moves just felt so fluid by how it flowed so well. Quality of life improvements such as opening chests while in combat encounters, better and more engaging gummy ship missions, a more streamlined approach to crafting items, and auto-refilling items really made this game a much more advanced and polished version of the already great action RPG systems established in Kingdom Hearts 1. So overall, I love this combat system. I guess it's simple to understand on the base level, but it's really hard to master because some of these fights get really difficult. And once the game is over, you just finish the story, but there's so many other things to do. There's so many things to do in Olympus Coliseum, so many challenge battles to do just like in the first game. I think it's the Hades Cup this time. I didn't really delve into that much, but there's that. There's the data battles with all the Organization 13 members you fought in Chain of Memories. And those are really tough, but they're also a lot of fun. So having a perfectly built Sora with all the best leveled up drive forms, all the best abilities and all that, and then going to fight these guys, it's so cool. So yeah, I love the combat of this game, love the gameplay, real standout in terms of all the other action RPGs I've played. The art style and direction in this game is amazing. I wouldn't have expected anything less from Mr. Tetsuya Nomura himself. The members of Organization 13 and some of the massive Heartless and Nobody enemies are some of the coolest designs I've ever seen in Kingdom Hearts and in just RPGs in general. And the animations and voice acting are also excellent. Sora's silly facial expressions, disappointing long faces, and cheerful and happy exclamations are a delight to see, along with, of course, Haley Joel Osment's amazing performance as Sora. Other voice performance standouts include Paul St. Peter as Xemnas, and the late and great Christopher Lee as Diz, and a surprise to me, none other than the early 2000s icon himself, Jesse McCartney, voicing Roxas. Just like in Kingdom Hearts 1, you'll be visiting many Disney worlds in Kingdom Hearts 2, but also some original places as well within the Kingdom Hearts universe. I'll be honest, in the first game and in this one, I did enjoy the original worlds a little bit more solely because the Disney ones usually just followed the existing stories and plots from their own movies. But it's still really awesome seeing Sora learn the ways of Hakuna Matata with Timon, Pumbaa, and Simba, save Agrabah with Aladdin, Jasmine, and Iago, help Queen Minnie fend off a swarm of Heartless in Disney Castle, and probably my favorite of all, hearing he's a pirate as I crossed swords with the Heartless and sailed the seas of Port Royal with Captain Jack Sparrow and his crew. As a kid, I was a huge Pirates of the Caribbean fan. My 8th birthday was even themed after the movie, so hearing that track play in a Square Enix game with the characters I knew and loved like Jack, Will, Elizabeth, and Barbossa was truly a treat. Another really cool thing about the worlds of Kingdom Hearts 2 is you visit them twice, and it's not necessarily like padding. Some people might say it's like padding to increase the length of the game, but no, after a certain point in the game there's a turning point in the narrative which requires you to revisit these worlds with new context and new situations surrounding them. So it was nice to revisit a lot of these worlds with the story having advanced, and that was a lot of fun. You guys know me, I love music in video games, especially when it comes to RPGs or JRPGs. So Kingdom Hearts has some very iconic and memorable music. So let's talk about the music in Kingdom Hearts. Let's go. The Kingdom Hearts soundtrack is the product of none other than one of the greatest video game composers of all time, the great Yoko Shimomura. Shimomura has worked on numerous games and series, but some of her notable works include, of course, the Kingdom Hearts series, the Square SNES classic Live Alive, and surprisingly, even the first Xenoblade Chronicles game on the Wii. I'm gonna try to describe the soundtrack as best as I can. It's like the soundtrack of your childhood, but the missing melodies you never heard. All the fantastic lullabies, grandiose symphonies, the nostalgic and bittersweet tunes, all in one game. It's hard to describe the soundtrack to a game you've never played before, only just recently finished as nostalgic, but it's got that feeling. Not only with each area and battle theme perfectly reflecting that specific Disney movie's identity, but even character and cutscene themes providing some truly beautiful melodies that suck you into whatever's happening in the game. Kingdom Hearts 2 does what Xenoblade 1, 2, and 3 do with their title themes. I streamed this game quite a bit on my Twitch channel, and always kicking it off with hearing Dearly Beloved was great. Not only is a beautiful piano melody, but it just gets you into the serene and mysterious mood of Kingdom Hearts, if that sort of makes sense. Other favorites from 2 include Roxas's theme, a truly sorrowful and emotional piece about a boy who sees his entire world slowly crumble down around him. Asteroid Attack, the somewhat psychedelic yet epic theme for the early Gummy Ship missions. And Dance to the Death, which would play whenever you're flooded with hordes of Heartless in your way, increasing the pressure of the moment to a fever pitch. There are so many more, like when you return to Hollow Bastion, a place which felt so sinister and grim in the first game, only to approach it with a triumphant and hopeful, yet somewhat foreboding and cautious tone. Its remix theme, Rebuilding Hollow Bastion, truly embodies these emotions. And whenever I encountered some enemies in Hollow Bastion, I heard Scherzo di Notte again, but this time it was a little more upbeat and playful rather than exuding a daunting and uneasy feeling, which was also so unique and new. It made me realize this isn't the game I knew and remembered, but it also sort of was. Even the smallest of changes in music can make a world of difference, especially in a game like Kingdom Hearts. My favorite song in the Kingdom Hearts series is Fragments of Sorrow, which played in the End of the World in Kingdom Hearts 1, the final level. And you do hear it again in Kingdom Hearts 2, this time during Roxas's dive into the heart segment. But this time it just sounds a little more fuller and more grandiose. Even the lyrical portion of the song is just a little more impactful. That's the weird thing music can do in games. It truly completes the experience for me personally, and makes me feel like I was and am truly part of the journey. That's what I love about music, especially in JRPGs and RPGs overall in general. Thank you, Shimomura-san, for composing these engaging, beautiful, and magical pieces of music that will be remembered for generations by fans of games and music alike. The perfect sequel. Does it truly exist? I mean, you got games like Majora's Mask, the God of War games, God of War 1, 2, and 3. There's like so many long-running series. I can think, Xenoblade 2, everything with a 2 in it. Sequels, like, do they completely reinvent the series? Do they, like, just make things better? Like, what makes a sequel? I think, personally for me, a sequel doesn't, maybe it might reinvent the wheel. That might be cool, and that might be something that, like, throws fans for a loop in a really good way. But I think sometimes the best sequels have the DNA of the original game that made it so iconic, memorable, good, fun, and just elevate it so much, just polish it so much, and just give you, like, the best experience of that game. And also add some more new stuff to it that makes it that much more memorable, that much more engaging, and that much more fun, I guess. Kingdom Hearts 1, I enjoyed it. I thought it was good, I thought it was fun, but there's some things that wasn't the biggest fan of, per se, maybe. Like some little small combat quirks, some, like, story details here and there. Like, the base game was good, but I just wanted something better, you know? Kingdom Hearts 2 had all of that, and so much more. Like, the combat was elevated from something, like, to this level to, like, this level. The inclusion of drive forms was just so much fun to play around with. And, of course, the story was cool, story was better, and it put you in so many cool scenarios in the game, like, with the different worlds, the different encounters you get into with certain characters. Like, it's such a remarkable advancement in terms of, like, just a regular old sequel. Because you see a lot of sequels come out nowadays that spend, like, 4 or 5 years, like, refining just the slightest bits of things, like the lighting and the graphics and the... But then you look at everything else and it just feels kind of like the same, you know? So, I think with Kingdom Hearts 2, it has that Kingdom Hearts 1 identity, but it just elevated it so much more. Even the gummy ship missions are better in this game. Like, the gummy ship missions were probably my least favorite thing in Kingdom Hearts 1. And in this game, they're not my favorite thing, but they're just so much better. I really enjoyed this game, and I really didn't get what people were saying when they were like, this game is just amazing, it's so good, until I actually played it. So, if you guys, like, want simple yet fun to experience, like a whimsical RPG that, like, pulls on your heartstrings and makes you feel like a kid again, give Kingdom Hearts a shot. Start with the original, start with Kingdom Hearts 1, and then go to Kingdom Hearts 2, because, like, story-wise, you may not understand what's happening in 2 if you start with 2. If you guys are interested, I want you to experience this, like, elevation of like game from 1 and 2. I may be like, I don't know if I'm exaggerating or anything, but I want like Kingdom Hearts veterans to let me know in the comments below what they thought of like the improvements of Kingdom Hearts 1 versus 2. And like anyone else, if you feel like playing this game, let me know in the comments. It's great. It's a great adventure. I want to continue some of them, maybe Birth by Sleep, Kingdom Hearts 3. I'll give those a shot as well. That's it for now. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, give it a like, subscribe to my channel. I appreciate all the support. My Xenoblade 3 review reached 1K views, so thank you so much to everyone who's been watching it, liking, commenting, subscribing because of all that. I really, really, really appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. And yes, stick around for more analysis, reviews, usability studies, discussion videos, all that on Niche Quick Pops. So yeah, this is Niche Quick, signing off. Have a great day. See ya.